Hey guys, this is Chetan for Gizmo Times and this is the Realme X3. The X3 and the X3 Super Zoom both were quite great choices in their price ranges. I mean, in the price range in which they were launched, these were probably the best smartphones with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus, and there was also the Realme X2 Pro, which was a bit similar but it was priced a bit higher. Now, the Realme X3 was one of the best recommended devices from our side for someone who was into gaming. So we did a lot of gaming tests of this smartphone on our gaming channel, Gaming Josh. But here I'm going to give you some tips on how to make this a better device for gaming, because we haven't done any content on this channel particularly for this device. In terms of gaming, there are people who don't really understand Hindi, and that is why this video is for someone who knows English and can understand it. So firstly, the device is getting the Android 11 based Realme UI 2.0 version. This is the new update that is arriving on it, and I would strongly recommend, if you haven't updated it to this one, don't do it right now. It still needs a lot of polishing, it still needs a lot of optimization in terms of gaming, so I won't recommend the update right now. If you're planning to do it, just stall it, don't do that update. We did it, obviously. I mean, this was the beta version or the trial one, the trial version, as you can see here, and that is up to date C.04. And if you see in the C.04, there was also this system based change, that's optimization of the probabilistic lagging issue in gaming, but still it still lags. I mean, and that is one issue, and I would say that you should not update to Realme UI 2.0 at least right now. And I would anyway do that video whenever the gaming gets better, or back to what it was when it was on the Realme UI 1.0. It was a better gaming device. Now, if you are into gaming, if you don't know how things work, you need to go to Game Space. That is a dedicated mode from Realme, or a game or a dedicated app. You'll have to first give the permissions if you are here for the first time, and then you'll have to add the games into Game Space, whichever app is for the game that you're playing. I mean, if you're playing any other app from the ones that I have mentioned here, like 4G here, I just have to add it, and that's done. It would get added to the list of games here. Okay, now once this is done, for heavier games, I mean for the smaller games like Subway Surfers or anything like that, you don't really need to work on these things at all. For games like PUBG Mobile or COD Mobile or Free Fire, those are the high-end games or the heavier games. I would say you need to go to this one. So from the bottom, you'll have to just drag it up, and these are the different game space options that you see here. Now here, under these options, the main one is the top one. That is the mode. The gaming mode is very important. There's a low power mode, there's a balanced mode, and a pro gamer mode. If you're going for any high-end game and you want to play that, just tap on this, get into the pro gamer mode. It would give you that notification nudge sound there, and everything, the CPU performance, the GPU performance, and the signal strength is boosted up, and the battery is going to be consumed a bit higher here, but that's okay. I mean, getting the best of the graphic experience is what you really want here. So otherwise, if you are playing any smaller game, you can go back to low power mode or balanced mode. And now the other options, one of them is the next one, that's automatically adjust resolution. This is one which I would say you should try it out and then change it if you don't like it. So what it does is, it would want to save power or save the battery, and then for that it would reduce the resolution of the screen, and with that what happens is the output of the game or the graphic also gets reduced. So some people like it, some people don't, so you can actually adjust the resolution here by toggling this one. Next one is brightness lock. For a better gaming experience, you can have the brightness locked always. Now for the other options, I would go directly to the bottom. There's block notifications and also reject calls. Turn on both of these for a better gaming experience. If you're actually playing a game, you don't want any of those disturbances, especially in FPS games like PUBG Mobile, so you can go and activate these two. Now apart from that, now go back into the battery options. So this is something that most of the users don't know. You need to go to settings. Under settings, what happens is you need to go to the battery options. That is this button, battery settings. Under battery settings, you have these options, but you don't need to go to all that. Go to more battery settings, and under that there's the first option that is called the performance mode. So under performance mode, there are three options. So high performance mode, smart performance mode, and no performance improvement. I would say you should go to high performance mode always whenever you're trying to play the FPS games. It gives you a clear information there that the high performance mode, the system always operates in high performance mode, but it will increase extra power consumption. Now if we go back to this and go back to this, it would show you the same notification here, or the confirmatory screen, your phone will run at high performance. This will increase the battery consumption and cause your phone to heat up. This will surely lead to heating issues, but obviously heating is something that most of the people would say that is okay, because you could use an external cooler, cooling pad or anything, but you want the best of the performances. For that, you need to turn on this high performance mode in your device under the battery settings. So this is one more option where you need to go and change those things. And always remember that if you're not recording the screen or doing anything, just go close all the applications and then open the game that you want to play, because things in the background always mess up with your performance of the device. And you need the RAM to be clear, you need everything, or the processes in the background need to be cleared up before you start the game. So that is also another tip to be added. Now, for recording the games, if you are a gamer who wants to record screens, and in most of the smartphones we do recommend using third-party apps for screen recording, but here, at least in the Realme devices, the best part is their screen recorders. So for that, for screen recording, if you go into this, you'll see that option of screen recording in this area, or if you don't see it, you can actually go into this and let me clear up the notifications now. If you go into this, now what happens is you want to change, and if you don't find the screen recorder option in the top options, you'll see it here. You just need to hold that option and drag it up, and it would then show up in the quick settings. Now here is the screen recorder, and under screen recording there are multiple options. Tap and hold on this. Now you'll see these options. The first two options is what is something you don't see on other Android smartphones, and Realme actually aces it here. Realme's best part is this one. You could record both the system sound and the microphone sound together. So if you are a gamer or a YouTuber who records the gameplays and posts it on their YouTube channels, you can actually record your own audio along with your teammates' audio whenever you are recording the game. That does not happen with most of the other Android smartphones. It is possible with iPhone, but not with the other Android smartphones because of the Android's limitation. But Realme has unlocked that since quite some time, and that's one of the best features out there. But now with the Realme UI 2.0, what happened was you could also change the frame rate of the recording. So you can now record 60 FPS gameplay as well. Earlier it was locked up to 30 FPS. Now you can have 60 FPS gameplay. Under the resolution also, you can change the resolution as well as the bitrate based on your liking. I mean, I would usually prefer having a 1080p 16 Mbps video, but that also uses a lot of space and also heats up the device because of the recording at that time. But if you're someone who feels that 720p is okay, you could use that, or you could customize it to 1080p and have a lesser bitrate. So there is also an option of this custom, and you can change it with that as well. And if you are recording recording the gameplay as well as want your own face to be shown, I mean, you can have the front camera also activated there. And for video coding format, I would recommend whatever is already ticked there. You can have the best compatibility one, H.264. It would actually take up more space, but it is the best compatible output video that you get there. So it's better to have it on H.264. So these are the main recording options or main gaming options that you need to toggle or change for the best of the gaming experiences. Again, if you go into the game space, if you go here, change the options. After that, the best way to actually open the game is from here itself. Don't go away from here and open the game. You should actually go into the game space. From game space, go and open that particular game application. And right now we aren't able to open the PUBG Mobile game directly. We need to use either a VPN or a DNS changer. So I'll do a separate video on how to access PUBG Mobile after the ban and also the network blocking. So stay tuned for that as well. And here there's one more option of brightness lock. So this locks the brightness, and the auto brightness sensor actually gets turned off whenever you have this option turned on and whenever the game space is active. Now, to give you a quick example, let me open 4G or any other game quickly right now. So what happens is there is this game assistant that shows up from the side. So this is one of the major features here. So game assistant that shows up from the side. So if you are on the game screen from the left, you can swipe it and you would see the game assistant here. And since you have the game space active now, once you set the brightness here, it would lock the brightness at that particular level. So unless you change it, it won't be changing itself because the brightness lock is present there. Now there's this modes which we had changed from the game space that you can change from here as well. And now since the game has started, you want a better experience, you can go to programmer mode and turn it on. Now the next one is to have this one turned on. Game focus mode is something that would actually turn off everything is like background notifications, background apps, everything actually gets closed. So here game focus mode is what you have to always activate whenever you are getting into a game and starting it. So now right now you can't even have the notification panel drag down, you can't go to the home screen, you can't do anything except for having the best of the concentration in the game. Now to turn it off, you'll have to just drag here, exit, and you would go back to the normal things where you can drag down notification panel, you can have the navigation buttons to go back to the home screen. So this is the toolbar or game assistant is what they call it. It will give you a live information of the FPS as well as the CPU and GPU usage, but in a way that is not so useful because when you're in the game or combat, you can't always drag this and see how much is the FPS. Obviously you will only be able to see when you're stationary or not doing anything, but at least you have that option there. So that's it guys, I hope you like this video. This was a quick tips and tricks video of how to get the best of the gaming experiences on the Realme X3 smartphone. Still, it was one of the best recommended devices under 25,000 for someone who's into gaming. The only issue with this device was not having the headphone jack. But anyway, for people who aren't streaming, this is not a huge deal. For regular gamers who only record and play, it's nothing wrong for them. So that's it guys, I hope you like this video. If you do, share and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.